Let's take you to a media conference now where the Energy Minister, Josh Frydenberg, is speaking after COAG.
And agreed to undertake extensive design work on the National Energy Guarantee. We're getting on with the business of delivering lower power prices and a more reliable system. The National Energy Guarantee, as modelled by the Energy Security Board, will lead to an average household having a power bill that is $400 lower than it is today. Big businesses will benefit greatly from the 23% reduction in the wholesale electricity price. If you're a large supermarket, you can stand to benefit by more than $400,000. If you're a large chemical factory, the benefit could be more than $1.4 million. Or if you are a paper manufacturer using an extensive amount of energy, your benefit could be up to $10 million. Today was a very significant step forward, where the states and the territories have agreed to progress the National Energy Guarantee. And it builds on the many initiatives in the energy space that Malcolm Turnbull has led, including the work with the LNG gas suppliers to ensure that Australians get gas first before it's exported overseas, the work that we've done through the Parliament to legislate the abolition of the limited merits review to prevent these energy network companies gaming the system, and the work we've done with the energy retailers to ensure that millions of Australians will get a better deal on their electricity bill. It's a very complex area. It's a very contested space. It's been a political football for more than a decade in Australia. But today we have seen widespread support, not just from the states and territories, but also from business and consumer groups who want to end the blame game in Canberra and who want to see lower power bills, a more reliable system as we transition to a lower emissions future.
What do you say to South Australia and the ACT making, trying to derail the plan?
Well, South Australia and ACT took a stand today and they were defeated. The COAG Energy Council rejected their bid to have other plans, whether it's an emissions intensity scheme or a clean energy target, modelled by the Energy Security Board. The message from that is that the Commonwealth and the other states see the National Energy Guarantee as the only game in town. This is what needs to be progressed, and I'm pleased that South Australia and the ACT will sit at the table now, following that vote today, which will help design the National Energy Guarantee. We didn't seek today a vote to make the Energy Guarantee a reality. We want the design work to be undertaken, the extensive stakeholder consultation to be undertaken, and then we'll come back to the COAG Energy Council in April for a further meeting and discussion.
There's no indication, though, that you're going to be able to get South Australia or the ACT on board. What happens if you're not able to achieve that?
Well, if South Australia and the ACT are genuinely interested in lower power bills and a more reliable system, they will support the recommendation from the Energy Security Board, who are the foremost experts in Australia in energy policy.
But what happens if they don't?
Well, I don't know what happens tomorrow or the day after with certainty. What I do know is today was a big step forward, and that the South Australian and the ACT government have decided to put an official within the system to work with the other states and the Commonwealth on the design of the National Energy Guarantee. That is a positive step forward. They had their say today and they lost. But this is not...
their support. If you want this to pass COAG, you need their support.
Well, certainly our intention has been to work through the COAG process, because for too long you've had the Commonwealth and the states on different sides of this debate. But this is a big step forward. We should celebrate it as such, but recognise there is a long way to go.
What do you think there now in the next COAG meeting in April?
There's going to be extensive stakeholder discussions. There's going to be a formalised process led by the Energy Security Board.
Do you think their objections are based on policy or
politics?
Well, there's no doubt a bit of politics in South Australia's position, but I have to say that the debates with South Australia and the ACT at the meeting and at the ministerial dinner last night were very constructive. They were very respectful. And I have always had a good working relationship with Tom Koutsantonis. We don't see eye to eye on the policy, but at least we've had a good working relationship. He put his best foot forward today. The council said no. Now we need to get on with the National Energy Guarantee.
What are you doing to try and help get them on board, though? As we've heard, you do need them to get this through.
Well, this process has some way to run. What we are now doing, following the release of the modelling, following the agreement today, is to undertake design discussions with the key stakeholders, because this policy is a very important piece of the jigsaw in lowering energy prices. It involves two new obligations on the retailers, one about reducing emissions, the other about boosting reliability. The net positive of both those obligations are lower power bills. So there's a lot of work to be undertaken. It has to be considered, has to be careful, has to be undertaken by the experts, and that's what we'll do.
The industry and NGOs and unions have been demanding certainty now on energy policy. Is 5 months too long to wait to meet again?
Well, the good news is that those groups, those consumer and industry groups, whether it's ACOS or the Aluminium Council, whether it's the irrigators or the farmers, whether it's BlueScope and BHP or Origin, AGL and Energy Australia, they've all spoken with a common voice, recognising there's been policy fatigue in this area and that the divisions of the past should not dictate the policies of the future. What we do need is support for the National Energy Guarantee. The design work will help that, and obviously the Council stands ready to meet as required, but April is our target date for a further discussion based on the consultations between now and then.
How can the policy be sort of delivered by the middle of next year if the detailed work isn't starting until April next year?
Well, there's already been extensive discussions. There's already been extensive modelling undertaken. I have to say the states and Bill Shorten asked for modelling, and the modelling's been released. And the modelling shows that households will be much better off than any other plan that the Labor Party has put forward. In fact, their emissions intensity scheme will see households hundreds of dollars worse off than the National Energy Guarantee, and they are destined to repeat the mistakes of the past, which has created heightened sense of unreliability in the energy system in a number of states. So we have really made a big step forward today. It's a positive outcome. Not only did coalition states, but also the Labor state came behind this policy, and now let's get the work undertaken so that the Council can properly consider the design of the guarantee early next year.
Your modelling shows that the savings for households come from the renewable energy target, which you're abolishing. So how can you maintain these savings when you're getting rid of the RET?
Well, the renewable energy target is not being abolished. It ends in 2020, and significant savings will flow from the increase in renewable investment. As a result of that policy, and the fact is we've seen a five-fold increase in renewable investment in 2016 compared to 2015. Now, a $120 benefit will come from the National Energy Guarantee. On top of that, $280 gives you a saving of $400, not to mention the much more significant savings for big energy users. So this policy, which focuses on reduction in the wholesale price of electricity, is very significant. It builds on the work that we've done in the gas sector, with the retailers, with the networks, the combination of which are a more affordable and reliable power system.
Why not model other policies like the clean energy target?
Well, the clean energy target, as the head of the Energy Security Board told the meeting today, would lead to lower savings than the National Energy Guarantee. So if Bill Shorten is interested in getting a better household energy deal, it's time he got on board with the National Energy Guarantee.
Just got a couple on another topic.
Any other questions on energy? Thank you.
What involvement, if any?
And that is where we'll leave our ABC TV viewers. If you'd like to continue watching Josh Frydenberg, you can tune into ABC News Channel.
I'm not familiar with that company.
Is that company planning wind farms across Australia?
I don't know. You'd have to direct that to them. Any other questions? Thank you very much.